She knows. I know she knows. I know she knows. Hello there, and welcome to my Bloons Tower Defense 5 channel. I'm Italian Ninja, and this is where I make attempts at defeating challenges I've set out for myself, make progress, and learn to get better at this game, and subsequently, life. If you enjoy this type of stuff, feel free to subscribe. If you comment, I'll shout you out. So, boys and girls, we have a friggin' good one here today. I'm gonna give it away, and I just gonna hope that you guys stick around to the end. I'm sure that some people will just skip through, but that's okay. Doesn't bother me. I would prefer if you watch the whole thing, but it's okay. You guys do whatever you got to do. It's your life. It's your choice. You get to choose what you want to do with your time. And if you're not entertained by the interlude in the middle, that's okay too. So I actually get the win here. I beat Impoppable. I get to round 88. And you guys are going to get to watch it here today with me. So hang on and get excited and enjoy the ride, because we are the champions, my friend. Nah, 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 nah. We'll keep on fighting till the end. Nah, 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 nah. Don't worry, I'm not going to be doing too much of that. I'm not much of a singer. I'm just a little tired today. I didn't get a ton of sleep last night, but we're going to friggin' power through because, well, I'll be honest, this isn't very difficult for me to just talk like this. I do think that it is quite a weird little thing that I can do this, because I don't think that a lot of people can just sit and talk in front of a microphone and just go. I actually prefer having some of the stimulation too, where reading the comments and stuff, going through and kind of responding to you guys. So if you have any questions, you have any concerns, you have anything you want to say, you just want to say hi, go ahead and comment, and I'll probably say hi back. So yeah, I guess I'll start here by replying to a couple of the comments that have been on my previous video or previous couple of videos. This I'm with Milk 8162 said, "This format of making videos is doing pretty well for now. The stories are pretty engaging. You are getting really close. You just need that extra group ceramic popping at the end of the track, and probably less Moab maulers and maybe a wide funnel for a second Apache." Don't really have much to say on this one. I'm already behind on videos anyway. Don't worry about it, Milk. Catch up. What did he say? He said, and he has another comment here. "I never really saw myself as cynical. I just try to be realistic. Most of my outlook on life are generally positive, but that doesn't mean I shouldn't judge and critique to make things better, recognize when something is better left alone." Thanks, man. He said the gameplay here is so far is going great. Yeah, dude. I think being critical and being able to recognize when something can be better is a very it's a hard skill to acquire. Most people, I'd say, actually don't have it because they don't even really think about it much at all. And what I will say is that the thing is that is really hard. When you do have something like that, you have that ability, is that it can be a little overwhelming at times, because you look around in the world at things and you just look at everything that can be better, so it can drive you a bit bananas. But that is a downside to that. Being able to turn it on and turn it off is it's easier said than done, obviously, but being able to do that is a skill that I've tried to acquire or work up to, because it's not as easy as just being able to do that, right? But you can do that through like a set of routines, right? Or a set of practices, behaviors, essentially, that, well, I guess you would turn the routine would turn into behaviors over time. But yeah, anyway, I don't think you're necessarily cynical. I'm with Milk. Maybe I said that before or something like that. I'm sorry if I talk a little bit of shit sometimes, guys. I don't mean to offend anybody, I'm generally just talking and, poking at stuff and just saying whatever it is that I want to say because, I'm just talking, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings or, uh get get anybody in a bad mood, you know. Not that I'm saying that you are on with milk. I just want to put that out there for anybody that's following along and listening to my content. I'm a fairly reasonable person. I tend to I tend to be pretty open minded to things. And I think with certain things, when you get locked into something, like I've been, yeah, for the people who've been following this series, I've been pretty locked into my strategies on this one. And it's because, a slight variation towards the goal seems to be the best way to do things, right? Trial and error towards the intended destination. It's kind of how the scientific method is set up for any of you scientists and nerds out there. So anyway, I can move on to the next comment here. Hey boss, that idea was yours. You mentioned the round 80 plus vids during one of your previous videos, and all I did was respond to the prompt. I'll send this one on its own so it stands out. I ain't taking your credit. Oh shit, Nick Van. Well, thank you for not taking credit or giving me credit. I guess I didn't even realize I suggested that. I say so much stuff. I get so many ideas on a daily basis. You guys will probably laugh, and this will come up multiple times throughout this me making videos. But I carry around a little notebook with me, literally everywhere I go, and I've been doing it probably for the last, I want to say 6-7 years, maybe even a little bit longer. I don't think it's quite 10 years now. You know what? It might be 10 years. Because I've done it in various forms, but now I have a system where I kind of just, because I'm not. So this is what's interesting is I'm actually a very spur of the moment, chaotic person, but I realize the need to be somewhat organized. So getting down into the micro, like I use my little pocketbook or my notebook that I keep in my pocket when I have an idea that I just need to get down because I'm worried about forgetting it. Because I'm sure that anybody who's listening is familiar with this. You come up with something, you get something in your head, and all of a sudden you like, oh yeah, I'm gonna remember that. You're fucking not gonna remember it. Like, how are you gonna remember? You know how many it takes. You can only think of one thing at a time. If you really think about that, right? You can argue with yourself a little bit, right? Like, meaning you can see both sides of things and kind of have an internal debate, but you really can only have one thought at a time. And for me, what my little pocketbook or notebook does for me is when I have an idea that I just want to get down onto paper so that I can move on and think about something else, that's usually what I do. I just write it down. And I'll actually give you guys, I actually have a quote in here. This is from one of my friends. He sent me I think it was a YouTube short today. Michael J. Fox, and it's Michael J. Fox with Parkinson's, and he's doing an interview, and he's in rough shape. I mean, it appears to me to be in rough shape, right? He looks like he's having a hard go at it, and he just said this absolutely beautiful quote. He said, "With gratitude, optimism is sustainable." And I mean, the context of the situation with the guy having Parkinson's just makes all the difference, Like, because being like, there's really two types of people in the world, right? Now, I'm not going to say there's just two, because there's some people who just don't think about shit at all. But there's like optimists and there's cynics. And it's not always easy to be an optimist, especially when you see some of the shit online and some of the chaos that's going on in the world, right? I mean, how do you be optimistic in some of the most dire of circumstances when, this hasn't happened to me, but let's just say, for example, it's like if your daughter or son is in the hospital, right, for an illness that they didn't have anything to do with. It's like, how are you supposed to be optimistic? It's a hard situation to be in, and I think the optimism might come from thinking along the lines of like, trying to get out of there, you know? But what if it's like a terminal illness? It's like, shit. Well, maybe just try to be optimistic about just having every minute that you do with them, right? These mental like games that you have to play with yourself to keep yourself optimistic is like, you know, they're not easy, you know? Like it's a constant battle, cuz you know, like even people who that people probably look at as like some of the greatest, most successful people of our generations, they struggle with things too. So I think it's hard to see that, right? Because most of the time people struggle in private, right? So it's not a very public thing, but yeah. Anyway, let's move on here. What do we... Oh, got some more I got another comment. So I'm just going to blow through. I'm going to blow through this comment here. From Nick Van. I like being wordy. Typing a bunch to express my thoughts is fun to me. I don't feel obligated. I feel elated. I'm glad that you feel elated. I'm glad you enjoy the walls of text I come up with. I try not to let each thought go on too long. No stress on getting to Bloons Tower Defense 6 to make content on quickly. The game is actually completely bonkers with some of the stuff you can do. Do what you wanna. Don't feel pressure to head out of your fun zone. I don't think there's specific pronunciation for ZOMG. Say it how you like. Also eager for the Impoppable win tomorrow. It's fucking here. Get amped, boys. Get fucking amped. You're watching it right now. You know? Quick question. When do you read through the comments? Do you look through them before you start recording your next video, or do you peek at the comment section every now and then to keep yourself updated? That is a very good question, Nick Van. So normally what I do is I actually have the YouTube Studio app downloaded, and I'm a huge nerd for statistics, so I like looking at all the like the views and how many live views I've gotten, real-time views, how many which it's not, I mean, it's the numbers aren't very big or anything at all, but the thing is I do find it fascinating, right? Because if like I think right now I currently have like 115 real-time views, which is the views that I've acquired over the last 48 hours. And that number is starting to approach the levels that I was at when I was last consistently uploading every day, which to me indicates that I'm heading in the right direction by posting just about every day. So, I mean, the consistency thing is I didn't realize how important it really was. You know, I've always known that in life, that being consistent is important, but Jesus, you know, like it's really funny that, you know, like, it's super important. Like, I don't want to say priority number one, but it is like a very, very high priority. So to get back to the question, when do I read through the comments? Usually I take a look at that YouTube Studio app every once in a while throughout the day, maybe 2-3 times a day. And I usually flip through all of the different pages on that. And one of them is comments, and any of the new comments, they come up and show up at the top. So I'll usually give it a quick glance there. And then, you know, if it's a long comment like the ones that you typically leave, Nick Van, I usually, you know, give it a quick glance. I'll kind of think about some of the things that you said. And then, you know, usually I'm like pretty elated that somebody that you just commented, and I get, you know, I'm like, yo, this guy's, you know, awesome. So I usually get a look at that. And then as I'm sitting here and recording the video, I'm kind of like, I'm sitting in YouTube Studio on my computer, on my laptop. So I'm actually looking at it, reading it to you currently. So that's usually when I like really think about like the question that you asked, really how to answer it. It was like right now, I just do it live. I'm not like pre-planning my answers. I'm not, you know, so just to keep in mind, there's going to be a lot of fuck ups, right? Everybody who's listening, not just Nick Van, not just I'm with Milk, not just Nictorious or Soul, any of the viewers out there that are listening to my stuff, I'm probably going to make mistakes. So, you know, be kind to me, to other people in your life. Be kind, you know, because not everybody's perfect. So I think I heard a quote the other day. I was actually looking at a quote, and it's like, everybody's going through a battle you know nothing about. And I actually sat there for about 15 minutes and tried to improve the quote. And I almost thought I had it improved. And I almost sent it to one of my friends to be like, is this better? and then I deleted it because I was like, I can't remember how I rewrote that, but I just deleted the whole thing because I was like, it's not better. And if it's not like obviously better, then what's the point in changing it? You know, if it's questionably better, there's no point, right? You need it to be for sure better. That's how you make progress. Anyway, I'm going to continue on with the comment here, and then I'll get to the video. By then, we'll probably be around round 80. I like the way you think in regards to the road paint discussion. You like to know how everything fits together when you have questions. That's really neat to hear about. Real mechanics thought process. Yeah, something like that, eh? Something like a mechanics thought process. There's something going on there. Woo for nurses. Your girl's a winner. She is. She's the friggin' best. Good on you for celebrating your YouTube learning too. You're 100% right on it being marketing. I'm enjoying seeing how you change things up for yourself and the channel in small and large ways. Thanks, man. Gotta check that out. That 11,000 view vid. I'll respond to my own comment here if I come up with anything. You are the man. Not impatient on the Discord server. It's all in good fun. If you do jump on it, go for it when you're comfortable and have a go. Facebook and Insta would be a bit mad. Yeah, I was thinking that too. Twitter's not fantastic for this type of content either. I agree. You are correct, mister. I'm like, I just trying to think of like kind of social media strategies to get people to come to the content. Because, I think once they come, there's going to be a portion, let's say 1 in, I don't know, 100 people might end up subscribing or sticking around. Well, let's actually, we can analyze that because I think I actually have like 6,000 or 6,200 total views and I have like 109 subscribers. So if we looked at that as a ratio, give me 1 second here. Pull out my little trusty dandy little chick calculator. Whoop, 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 little calculator. Oh, no, the fucking battery's dead. Jesus. Well, that calculator doesn't work. I got one on my computer here, though. It's already up and everything. Try to use a physical calculator. I like real calculators. We're going to hit a C on that. What the hell does the C in the calculator even... It's probably clear. What about CE? I feel like I should know that. C is definitely clear or something like that. So let's go 109 divided by... Let's go 6,200. Multiply that by 100. That is a 1.75 subscriber rate. So I get 1.75% of the people who viewed my videos have subscribed. That's if every person was a unique viewer, which is not the case. So I don't know exactly how that works. YouTube probably has a stat for that. I should probably look at that at some point. If you guys are into YouTube stuff at all, I actually was looking at a guy, Luke Gamer. There was a guy, I was checking out your channel the other day, man. I have it written down here because I was gonna mention it yesterday. I don't think I actually mentioned it yesterday, but you came up with this thing. It's called a regrowth farm. It looked like you were in some kind of sandbox mode, which I thought was pretty interesting. But the regrowth farm that you made, I thought it was kind of a funny concept. You were onto something interesting. I don't think you quite figured out what you were getting to, but I did check it out because I thought that's cool. So so what I'm gonna say here is we are now gonna talk about the game. You guys got 20 minutes of just background stuff. You get to watch my standard setup here. The big addition in this setup was obviously the second monkey tower. Something I am gonna say, and I'm gonna make a whole video just about this, but these goddamn balloon traps, they can change a whole game. I honestly, so right now I have 2 Apaches. I have 2 monkey villages. And I got 6,600 coins. I got 6,600 in cash. And it's Is this video still going? Oh yeah, it is going. Okay. I was like trying to figure out what the fuck isn't it? Why ain't I doing anything here? So what I do want to say is that these balloon traps, I'm gonna make a whole video just about this because I think I found like a friggin' glitch in the game. But these balloon traps are very, very effective. And I think that's what actually helped me mainly get to the win here is when you start putting monkey engineers and start going balloon traps. So that one's actually outside of a monkey village and everything, so it's a little bit more expensive. But look at the cash that you get, 514, and it's like as these things come through. So I'm not a huge fan of the clicking. I don't like having to sit there and click, 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 click. But it is, unfortunately, which is, I think people have said this previously about banana farms. It's like, that is how you get to higher levels and harder rounds. I'm hoping I can curb a little bit of that with these balloon traps. I'm sure that some of the people watching will let me know whether they think that that's a good strategy or not. I definitely used it effectively here to get me past round 85. Feels like a cheat, which probably has something to do with like me just I'm using like, so the game is set up in a way where it's like, yeah, you can obviously like I didn't use any super monkeys, so some people might consider that making it more difficult for myself. I don't personally, because I don't think the super monkeys are really that effective. Um I I think that, the game gives you certain things just so that you can get to the end of the game. But for me, it feels like like I felt like the same way with like the balloon chipper, when I first started using it. I felt like a cheat, because it was like changed my whole fucking game. I'm so used to things being so difficult, right? That when something is easy, it's like, what? Like, it's just like an example, but it's like, I have a video that got to 1100 views, right? And the thing is it's a seemingly random video. There isn't anything in particular that really stands out. Looking at the stats and stuff, I think it's because somebody posted it to a Discord server. But regardless, it's like there's nothing particularly that stands out about the video, about anything about it that really like made it pop off. So what is interesting is that if you look at that concept and just try to extrapolate that and go, well, if we don't really know what's going to work, it's like, then maybe you should just try to McDonald's it, right? Now, I can't remember exactly where the hell I was going with that point, but with doing these balloon traps, it's very, very helpful to collect that extra cash to be able to build up all the extra units that you need. And like for me, this was the deciding factor. I actually went back on easy. I should probably post maybe like, because I still have the video, but I'd have to restore it because I deleted it technically, but I haven't fully deleted it from my trash bin. But I do want to show you guys maybe like maybe I'll give you guys 5 minutes of it or 10 minutes of it one day, because I'm getting the editing software. So but I got like, I think it's 2 million cash. And it's just like one of those things where it's like, this is pretty much all because of the balloon traps. Now, I will say I was on easy, right? But it is like a huge thing where it's like, okay, so going into the future, the utilization of these balloon traps, it's like I could see myself blowing through a lot of these rounds pretty easy going up to the next thing, right? And it's like, I think ironically, I found like a hack, right? It feels like a hack, So that's what I'm saying. I said it in one of my previous videos that it's like, if Ninja Kiwi found out about this, maybe they'd nerf it, or maybe they know about it and they probably do, and they just left it because this is like a strategy that you have to use in order to get to later levels. I don't know if the levels have been tested by Ninja Kiwi. Like, I don't know if anybody knows, right? So I got 3 fucking Apache dart ships here, by the way. I got to give a shout out to my boy I'm with Milk that recommended me doing that. It's been very effective and super helpful. I actually am not gonna lie. When I slowed the game down here, I thought I was gonna lose, because just look at it. It was like you had like, one sec. I'm gonna go back. Look at where these fucking monsters are. So you got Moabs coming up that top straight there, and then it blows them up, and then they all get blown up like real fast, right? Because I got a balloon impact up there for the ceramics. But thank God for that balloon impact, because I don't think I tossed another balloon. I made another balloon impact there on the right side because I seen it. So that's the win right there. We're going to keep going, in free play, because I was genuinely like, wow, this is amazing. Ironically, not really much of a feeling of like super elation, just more of like a check it off, you know? That's just something to keep in mind for you guys. It's a lot of the joy in your life will come from things that are you're pursuing, you're going after. You know, uh, Going after this was fun. Talking to you guys, communicating, and going after it though. If you know what I'm saying, like trying to win, right? Trying to change things to see how, like, there's a frustration to it. But the thing is within all those frustrations, you tend to get a joy out of it, because it's like, yes, made a little bit of progress. And sometimes you get pissed off at the game and you want to throw the whole thing out, and maybe screw all the videos on YouTube, and maybe this isn't for me. But then you take a little bit of time and you go back to it, and then you go back and try it again, and like slight progress, right? Like, it's taken me 3 months or something like that to get to this point. And I think it's funny because I think a lot of the easier maps looking forward, like I started to do the bobsled one yesterday. Couldn't sleep. So I was like, yeah, maybe I'll throw it on. And I tried it for like, maybe 5 minutes, and then I realized I was like, I'm not recording. I should probably stop doing this. And I didn't have do not disturb mode on, so I was like, we'll just get back at this another day. So that was that. But the next videos coming forward, I'm gonna definitely make a balloon trap video. I gotta put that in my notes, and I gotta make a video about I get like some of the next stuff, like my and like I'm gonna utilize some of the editing software that I have to maybe I'll just blow through a whole map in a whole video. Go easy, medium, hard in one video, and it's just like, and maybe impoppable. Maybe do all of them. Probably not, because I think that would take like maybe a little longer. I'm not sure if the longer videos end up. Yeah, so this is where I lose, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, I guess what I should say is, well, frick, I hate that. I should have just paused it. Well, I ran into the same friggin' problem. I can't end the video. You guys are stuck on an ad, and this is from the fucking software. So anyway, I just wanted to say, long live Australia, Mister. I'm with Mr. Nick Van. Sorry. Videos upload hit me at like 1 to 4 a.m. Well, Jesus Christ, man. Sorry about that. But I didn't realize you were so far away. That's friggin' awesome. So have a good one, guys. See you soon. Bye.